Alright folks, and welcome back to the Don's channel. I am the Donfather and this is #AFL Car Chat. I'm now going to be reviewing round 18 between the GWS Giants and Collingwood, the Magpies. GWS were 6th in the ladder going into this and Collingwood 2nd. Collingwood, of course, off the back of a good win against West Coast Eagles last week. So they were very much the favourites going into this and the team that I predicted for the win. So, where do we begin? Wow. What a fucking game! Brilliant stuff. Straight into it. Boom! Out of nowhere, the Giants just exploded. The first quarter was an absolute annihilation. 57 to the GWS Giants. Himmelberg with 2, Cameron with 3, Finlayson with 3, and a single goal from Brown for the Pies. They absolutely came flying out of the starting blocks like a team possessed. They were playing a big kicking game. They were winning every ball in the air. Their marking was sensational. Himmelberg, Cameron and Finlayson were absolutely destroying the young and smaller backs of Collingwood. They had absolutely no chance. They got schooled today, an absolute lesson. And I'll tell you something, if you've got a strength and your strength is height, you bloody well use it. And that's what the Giants did. Giants by name, Giants by nature. They were incredible in the air in this first quarter. Absolutely blew them away with 8-1. What an unbelievable way to start the match. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. From back to front, every kick was going to man. So deliberate, so controlled. Lovely kicking technique. The marks were easy. Collingwood were... They looked... amateur at the back. They completely inexperienced, as I said, being younger guys, but the absolute presence of these three guys up top when they are on fire is an absolute joy to watch. There's a reason why Cameron is absolutely flying in the Coleman medal. Himmelberg, I think, has got the most assists in the ladder, and Finlayson chips in with goals all the time. I think he's got over 30 as well with loads of assists. It's because they're all unbelievable football players and a pleasure to watch. So anyway, into the second. It was a quieter second, and actually, believe it or not, Collingwood won the second quarter. Himmelberg got 1, the only goal for them, right near the end of the quarter. Howe made an unbelievable specky for Collingwood. He actually had a very good game, Jeremy Howe, today. Really enjoyed his stuff. Crocker got 2. Another player that was okay today. Probably one of the Magpies' better performers. I'll get through the goals and the quarters, and then I'll give you my views on the way the players played, etc. Who didn't play well, who did play well, who was man of the match, etc. So, second quarter, going in at half-time, 56-20. Only 6 points managed by the GWS in this quarter. When you consider they were 50 up in the first quarter, to only get 6 was absolutely ridiculous, really. Like, we wondered what had happened. Had Collingwood changed the game plan and managed to completely turn it around, and maybe, just maybe, were they going to make a comeback at this point? This is what you were thinking. 36-point deficit going in at half-time. So, third quarter then. Very even quarter, actually. 4 goals apiece. 1 from Reid for the GWS. 2 for the big man, Cameron. And 1 for Daniels. Another wee lad that I quite liked. I think he's quite young, isn't he, Daniels? Quite an enjoyable watch with him. Sidebottom, who's always one of my favourite players for Collingwood, to be fair. I think he's very busy, he's hard working, he's not afraid of a tackle, he's a good passer, he's a complete all-rounder on a footy field, and he's not bad in front of goal as well. So Sidebottom will 1. The captain, Pendlebury, will 1, who was very good for the Magpies today. Braden's here, and Brown with another one, so his second of the game. My notes in this quarter were very even quarter, not much between the two sides in the third. It did go in at 3/4 time, 83-49, so it's about, 27-29 in that quarter in favour of Collingwood, something like that anyway, points-wise, I mean. So, fourth quarter, absolutely exploded again. And I must admit, the GWS just stepped it up. Although there was some good footy played from Collingwood in this quarter, the Giants just got the job done in great fashion. First quarter, big in the air, big marks, deliberate kicks, great kicking right to left, back to front, just controlled the flow of the way they wanted to play the game. Their game plan dictated it. Yes, Collingwood did make a good few goals in this. Again, I'll go through the scorers and then I'll give my verdict of best players, etc. Green got 2. Toby Green stepped up in the final quarter. I thought he had a very good last quarter, actually. He was actually captain today, so that was good for him, and he said at the end of it was actually good for his family too. So good performance from him. Simpson got 1. Big man Simpson, wasn't he? Really, really big. I don't know much about him. He's not a player that I've really watched much of. Young man Bobby Hill making his second appearance for the Giants. Very tricky little player. He's got quick feet, good change of direction, low centre of gravity, and you just know that there's going to be, in this lad's career, lots and lots of moments of sheer brilliance and magic. Definitely a player to watch out for. I really enjoy him. So that was Bobby Hill. Cameron with another one, and Himmelberg with 1. 2 incredible performers today for the Giants. And on to the goal scorers from Collingwood. Pendlebury, great performance, as I said. Hoskin Elliott with 1. De Goey got his only goal of the game, so he keeps up his 2019 goal scoring record of not being goalless in any games. So congratulations to him for that record, even though I thought he had a pretty poor game today. He made a couple of poor kicks at goal. I mean, completely missing the target. Not his best performance, but he did find himself on the scorecard. And Grundy with a 65-metre goal. I don't know how much of it he was actually going for a goal or if he was just lumping it up to the goal square. But he did get some flight on the ball and a good oomph behind it, the kick. And the GWS boy at the back swung at it with his foot, completely missed it, and it rolled straight across the line for a 65-metre goal from Grundy. But it was too little, too late at this stage of the proceedings. Fourth quarter time, full time, 122-75 to the Giants. Make no mistake about it, this was an absolute annihilation. The Pies were absolutely schooled today. I'm going to go through the Pies' best players. There was no real standout bad performers for the GWS. The Pies had several, but the players that did perform and can hold their head up high for the Magpies today, I actually thought they did well. Crisp, he was probably one of the busier players up top. Brown chipping in with a couple. Grundy was fantastic. His centre clearances are good. He's big in the air. He makes marks. He can score goals. I always like his stuff. I think he's one of their best players. Treloar was actually quite quiet. He did do some stuff. I'm sure if you look at his stats, they'll probably say he had quite a lot of possessions and disposals and maybe a few marks in there as well. But by his standards, I wasn't overly impressed with his game today. Sidebottom was good, as usual, and Pendlebury, who has been classed as the greatest ever Magpie. Can't remember who said it, but it was actually an ex-pro, so he's held in high regard with a Magpie supporter. But do you agree with that comment? Pendlebury, the best ever Magpie? I don't know. I think there'll be a lot of people debating that one, but a good performance from him today. I'll go through the players that were absolutely outstanding. Then I'm going to have to let rip on a couple of players for the Magpies. I just can't take this anymore. So Himmelberg, who got the 4, Cameron got 6, Finlayson got 3. That's just your goal scorers. Going to go through a couple of individual performers now who were actually good, but were no real. Obviously, Toby Green and Hill scored goals. Taranto was good today. He's always good, really, isn't he? He always kind of steps up. Green with the 2 goals. Captain today. In the 4th quarter, he got his goals. He had a good game. Hill looks good. He looks like a really tricky little player. And Big Mumford, and a giant. He's an absolute giant of a man. He wins his battles in the ruck. He's good in the air. He's good at a tackle. He absolutely bulldozes his way through people as if they're not even there. But his presence in the middle of the field area is an absolute joy to behold. And overall, the Giants' kicking and marking game was absolutely exquisite today. And I'm sure if you go over the stats like they did, I think, in the game, maybe it was in the third quarter, maybe the fourth, I can't remember, but they're kicking and marking within the forward 50 and Collingwood's defensive 50 was unbelievable. When they kicked it to a man, they made the man, he made the mark. They were brave, and they won the ball. And sometimes it was so clean the way they made their catches. It was probably one of the best kicking and marking games I've seen yet to date. Unbelievable performance, really. On that note, kicking and marking, we're going to get on to Mason Cox. Well, I'll mention Myercheck as well. Myercheck, Degoe never had a good game. These three guys up top, usually pretty good, Myercheck and Degoe. Cox has been a whipping boy for weeks now. I've defended him. I'm not going to do it anymore. He did have a good game last week, apparently. I never watched it against the Eagles, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Myercheck, by his standards, was poor, but Mason Cox, for such a big guy, I'm going to call it out. He is an absolute wimp. He's a wimp. I think he made 3 marks today. He had 3 chances in that fourth quarter and he went for the mark and he just... It was pathetic. He needs dropped immediately. For such a big guy, he has absolutely no bearing on a game whatsoever. There's better players in the VFL, I'd imagine, than this guy. Get him out of the team. You can't... Look... I've said it and I've defended him. He can't be the whipping boy. He was not the sole reason Collingwood lost. The sole reason Collingwood lost was the GWS Giants were absolutely phenomenal today and their game plan worked a treat. They were bigger, they were stronger, they wanted it more, they were hungrier, they had the better quality players on the day and they fully deserved the win. But this is the Mason Cox thing. This is what I'm getting at. Time and time again I'm saying it's not fair that he's the commentator's whipping boy. I've got to say, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon with him here. And it's because... I don't care if he's a nice guy. Nice guys are in all walks of life. He's a footy player first and foremost, and a very, very poor one. He's not good enough. He doesn't do it enough. You're talking about a team that's wanting to battle for the Premiership and win the flag this year. They want to go to grand finals and win grand finals. This guy's not going to do it for you. I don't care. In the preliminary final last year, did he play well? How did he do the game after? How's he done since? Not very well. I just think he's a coward and an absolute wimp, and it really annoys me because when Collingwood are getting the ball up, I had Collingwood down to win, so I actually wanted Collingwood to win. And when they're getting the ball up to him, such a big guy, what's he, 6'8", 6'9", and he flaps at the ball like a fairy. It's an embarrassment. If that had been somebody like Cameron or Finlayson, you can guarantee they would have had 4 or 5 goals for the Magpies today if they were on the Magpies team. And that is down to him being an absolute wimp going into the ball. He's afraid. He's not got the fire in his belly, the fight in his... He's not got the grit and determination, the fight in his belly, and a spine for the game. He really doesn't. And that's all I'm going to say about him anymore. I have been defending him, and it's no question the guy's a nice guy, but he's not a good footy player. I'm calling it out. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, credit where it's due to the better team today. Commiserations to Collingwood. I did want you to win because I picked you for my predictions, so I wanted Collingwood to win based on that because my friends put... a friend of the channel has put money on it, on my predictions, and he's going to donate the money to the channel. So, as I say, absolute credit where it's due to the Giants. You deserve it. Commiserations to Collingwood. My man of the match goes to 6 goal scoring genius Cameron, 6 straight. And I'm going to mention Himmelberg, 4 straight, 10 straight between the two of them. Incredible kicking stats. Unbelievable. He is flying on the top of the Coleman. It's been an absolute pleasure this weekend's footy, but that game was unbelievable. There was moments of genius from Collingwood, but ultimately the Giants marched on and they are looking like they can get themselves back in there, into the top, into the thick of things. Congratulations, guys, and stay tuned for more footy reviews later on in the week, maybe footy reviews later on in the week, tomorrow, sorry, and through the week reactions, etc. Thanks very much for your continued support. Don't forget to subscribe, put the notifications bell on, and check out all our social media platforms in the description section below and ways in which you can support and donate to the channel and make our dream of coming to Australia a reality. Thanks very much, guys. I am the Donfather. That was great fun. See you soon and goodbye.